Gates back and away they go. Miners gamble slowly away.
Market in play.
Races handicap division 2. Once again, we're over the 10 furlongs. Ninth Life kept us waiting at the starting stalls, but has got out pretty quickly. The orange colours for Holly Doyle. Mighty Quiet is also prominent there in the lilac and black, taking a bit of a hold. Then Cockalorum, followed then by the blue and yellow of Londoner. 2.5 lengths back then to Free Speech and Hosanna Power, that striking white face. They're followed then by Idyllic, and Miners Gamble and Cougar are at the rear of the field at the moment as they make their way inside the final mile. And Ninth Life is not hanging around, goes on now by a couple of lengths to Mighty Quiet, who sits in second. 2 back then to Cockalorum in third. Then Londoner, who sits in fourth position. Further 2 back then to Free Speech on the rail, the light blue and red. Then Hosanna Power in the blue and white colours, followed then by Idyllic and Cougar in the pale jacket. And Miners Gamble, the slow starter, is still at the rear of the field as they come towards the final 3/4 of a mile. And it's Ninth Life for Holly Doyle, still out in front this time by a length or so. Seemed to be some sort of animal on the track there, which might have caused a problem or two. But it's Mighty Quiet who's in second. Then up the inside in third, Cockalorum, followed then by Londoner, who's racing in fourth position, getting a little bit closer. Gap then of a couple of lengths to Free Speech on the inside. Then Hosanna Power travels okay, followed then by Idyllic and Cougar, and Miners Gamble is still at the rear of the field. Down towards the final half mile they come, and it's Ninth Life, the orange jacket, out in front for Holly Doyle. Leads still by a length or so, but a Mighty Quiet has been on the shoulder throughout and will get first dibs on the grandstand rail. Then the yellow jacket, Londoner, is also steading towards the side. They're followed then by the blue and white colours, I should say, of Hosanna Power. Down the centre of the track, trying to get going now is Free Speech. The rest have all got a bit to do from there. Down towards the final 2 they come. Ninth Life is now just beginning to flag up the inside, trying to stay on his Mighty Quiet, but the action now taking place towards the outer, with its Londoner who's coming to take it up to Hosanna Power, and then Cockalorum in between the pair as they come inside the final furlong now. Londoner just hanging a little bit. Hosanna Power for David Allen, looking for a double. It's on the near side, Londoner to Hosanna Power, now staying on from the back. Miners Gamble as they race up towards the line. Londoner, despite hanging, is finding more. Miners Gamble from the back as well, but Londoner's won it. Miners Gamble finished in second. Hosanna Power
market suspended.
Also, Cockalorum.
Market 5 loaded, and then off over the mile 2. The
market in play.
Trial Stakes is Group 3. Rock of Cashel is taking them along from Delacroix with the third place Tennessee Stud. Purview won from last and trailing the field early on is Acapulco Bay in a blue cap. So one settling down, the leader is Rock of Cashel and Gavin Ryan by less than 2 lengths to Delacroix and Wayne Lorton in second. Third is Tennessee Stud and Dylan Brown McMonigal, followed by Purview and Chris Hayes with the back marker Acapulco Bay and Billy Lee. 7.5 furlongs to go. They're in single file. It is Rock of Cashel taking them along from Delacroix out to enhance his Derby claims, who's a couple of lengths in front of Tennessee Stud, Purview, and finally Acapulco Bay. Not a single change in the order of running with 6 furlongs to go. The Cashel Palace Hotel Derby Trial Stakes is Rock of Cashel, followed by stable companion Delacroix, then Tennessee Stud. Purview 1 from 1 is 1 from last, and finally Acapulco Bay. So they turn at the halfway stage. Rock of Cashel with a reduced advantage from a closing up Delacroix, then Tennessee Stud, Purview, and lastly Acapulco Bay. 4 furlongs to go, and this is Rock of Cashel from Delacroix, inching closer in the purple and white. Delacroix tracked by Tennessee Stud, and then Purview and Acapulco Bay. Just over 3 furlongs to go as they run round the home turn, and it is Rock of Cashel reeled in by a smooth travelling Delacroix, a couple of lengths in front of Tennessee Stud, Purview, and a gap now to Acapulco Bay as they straighten at the 2, and it is Delacroix
fully matched,
who just picks it up from Rock of
fully
Cashel.
Matched.
Purview is trying to come into a challenging position, then Tennessee Stud and Acapulco Bay, but kicking at the furlong point is Delacroix, and suddenly is gone a good 3 lengths clear from Purview, and into the closing stages it is Delacroix backing up the Ballysaxton, the Derby trial for last year's winner.
Market suspended.
Aidan O'Brien. Purview second. With
racing for the Mallet 40th
market
birthday
in play.
Starting at the top of the hill, down the back straight here as always.
And it's Turpin Gold will lead them to the first. Legendary Day skipped over it in second ahead of Prince Quattro. And then Goodwin Face is restrained in fourth alongside Luso Milan. And just put to sleep at the back, Hill Station. Gavin Sheehan, Hill Station carrying his head a little low, as he tends to do as they move down the back straight. With in front the returning Turpin Gold, leading by about a length or so to Legendary Day, getting ready for the second flight in this contest. And all over it safely. Hill Station about 4 or 5 lengths off the main group. And the runners reach the bottom of the hill and swing left-handed. And it's the returning Turpin Gold, off the track since October of 23, who leads by a length and a half. In second place, Legendary Day, just ahead of Prince Quattro in the Ursa Major pink and yellow. Luso Milan and Goodwin Face, black and yellow. Goodwin Face held up with Hill Station behind them as they come up the home straight for the first time. 3 flights in the home straight, 2 before the winning post, of course, and they're all jumping nicely at the moment. So Turpin Gold for the informed Tom Lacey team, taking the field along. Tom's had a really good strike rate recently with the runners he's had. Now Hill Station's made up some ground quite quickly, and he moves into second on the outside, wearing the hood. Hill Station,
Fully matched.
a talented,
Fully matched
horse is Hill Station, but he's pretty effective on the flat and over the hurdles. Legendary Day still tracking the leader on the inside. Prince Quattro, cheek piece runner, and then the last
fully
matched
matched
face together with Luso Milan as the runners reach the top of the hill and on completion of their first circuit in this 2-miler, the Anya Mellet 40th birthday handicap hurdle. So they've got 4 more left to jump, and they're led round the far side then by Turpin Gold and Hill Station. Better jump by the leader, Turpin Gold. Hill Station a bit guessy. He's still got second though. Legendary Day is about to be passed for third now by Prince Quattro as the runners race on down the back straight. Now it's interesting, the little trio on the inside, Turpin Gold, Prince Quattro and Legendary Day. Duo on the outside, that's Hill Station and Goodwin Face, and one in the middle, Luso Milan. A well bunched up field here as they go down to the third last. And all
fully
have a chance.
Fully matched.
And they're moving down now towards the bottom of the back straight. Turpin Gold the leader.
Fully
Prince
matched.
Quattro going well though on the outside. Legendary Day is just feeling the pressure a bit. Hill Station is still there pitching. Luso Milan. Goodwin Face is last, but he's going okay in the yellow and black for Freddie Gordon. He's just hanging on to him as they turn into the home straight. 2 more flights left to take. And now
fully
things
matched.
Getting serious with Turpin Gold the
fully
leader.
matched.
Under pressure, Prince Quattro. Legendary Day on the inside. On the outside though, here comes Goodwin Face to try and challenge Prince Quattro for second place, and Goodwin Face is
fully
taken
matched.
off on the outside. Over the final flight they go. Turpin Gold, Goodwin Face so challenging. Back in third place is Prince Quattro. Turpin Gold digging out a bit more on the run in here. Turpin Gold is coming home and makes all to hold off Goodwin
Market
Face,
suspended.
Prince Quattro, and then back and forth was Legendary Day.
Will be a big day for Meads. What Mead trainer is going to win this one, if any?
Market in play.
3 runners head towards the end of the back straight. 2 miles 7 and 15 fences to be jumped in this Gerard O'Sullivan Memorial Novice Steeplechase, and the lead in the early stages is held by Pied Piper, who leads by about some 3 to 4 lengths as they turn out of the back straight and head towards the first of the 3 fences in the straight. And Pied Piper, the leader, by about 4 to 5 lengths over just 3 in second, and Will the Wise, the back marker of the 3.
Fully
The
matched.
first of the 15 fences. Pied Piper measures as well, just 3. Jumps a little bit big in second. Will the Wise, the back marker of the trio. So as they head towards fence number 2, and Pied Piper and Danny Gilligan, Lands about 3 lengths in front of his brother Jack on just 3. And Will the Wise and Keith Donoghue, the back marker of the trio, as they head to the third fence in the straight. It'll be the last in 2 circuits' time. And as they come to it on this occasion, Pied Piper getting a bit of a freebie in front, just jumped that quite extravagantly. 3 lengths in front of just 3 and Will the Wise. So these 3 horses, winners of 10 races between them, between flat and jumps, and over 350,000 euro in prize money. Pied Piper, by far the biggest contributor to the purse in that sense, is being joined now by just 3 on the outside, the only one of the 3-runner field without a win to his credit, and 4 lengths away, the back marker of the trio is Will the Wise. So they head out for the
Fully
2
matched.
complete circuits of the tractor race. And as they come to the first of the 6 fences on this circuit, and just 3, out jump Pied Piper there, lands a length or so in front. Will the Wise the back marker as they come to the next. And again, just 3 was good in the air and lands about 2 lengths in front of Pied Piper in second, and Will the Wise is about 2.5 lengths back, the back marker of the trio. As they head into the back straight and towards the 1 fence on that stretch of the track. As they come to it, fence number 6 on this occasion. Just 3, Pied Piper and Will the Wise. So a longish run before they reach the next, which is the first of the 3 in the straight for the penultimate time, and heading towards the end of the back straight. And just 3 with about a length to spare over Pied Piper, racing in second. Will the Wise the back marker of the trio. So making the bottom bend and heading towards the turn of the straight towards these 3 fences. And let's come to the first of them, just 3. He's put in a good round of jumping so far. Lands a length in front of Pied Piper, whose jumping has been a little bit indifferent at this point of the race, and Will the Wise the back marker of the trio. Better jump on the inside there by Pied Piper.
Fully
Lands
matched.
almost upsides, just 3. So as they head to the fence, which will be the last in a circuit's time, fence number 9 on this occasion. Just 3, Pied Piper on the inner as they come to it. Just 3, again measures it slightly better than Pied Piper, and 4 lengths to Will the Wise, the back mark of the trio. So as they pass the winning post and head out on the final circuit of this Gerard O'Sullivan Memorial Novice Steeplechase, just 3, Pied Piper on the inside, 2.5 lengths to Will the Wise, the back marker of the trio. So as they make the left-handed swing to bring them towards the first of the fences on the final circuit, 6 from the finish. And the Gilligan brothers, first and second, as they have been throughout. Pied Piper just nosing through on the inside now to maybe just go ahead of just 3 once more. 4 to 5 lengths then to Keith Donoghue, content to sit off them on Will the Wise as they come to this one. And better jump on the inside there by Pied Piper. Lands with a fraction of advantage, just 3. Just gets a slap down the neck for his to try to buck his ideas up a little bit. And Will the Wise closes on that one, the back marker of the trio, as they begin to run down the back straight, into the back straight, and head towards the fence, which is 4 from the finish. Pied Piper on the inside. He's going to jump it. A couple of lengths in front of just 3, being pressed for second now by Will the Wise. As they head down inside the final 5 furlongs or so of this 2-mile 7 contest. And
Fully
Pied Piper,
matched.
Will the Wise now goes in pursuit in second. Just 3 has dropped to be the back marker of the trio. So as they head towards the bottom bend, the left-handed swing, and pressing on in front is Pied Piper, is about 4 to 5 lengths in front of Will the Wise, just being stoked up in second to try to keep in touch with the leader. Just 3 is beaten back in third. But as they head in towards the final 3 fences, Pied Piper the leader. Will the Wise, Keith Donoghue, comes towards the centre of the fence. They jump the third last. Pied Piper much better over that. Lands 4 to 5
Fully
lengths in front of
matched.
Will the Wise, being driven in second. Just 3 back in third. Down to the second last, Pied Piper and Danny Gilligan. Yet to move any kind of muscle on the leader, and lands extending its advantage, if anything, about 8 lengths in front of Will the Wise in second, and racing down between the final 2 fences. Pied Piper easing further and further clear And as they race down towards the last, it's bar or fall for Pied Piper as he comes to it. Pied Piper measures it nicely.
Fully
jumps well.
matched.
Will the Wise back in second, just 3 in third, and racing down inside the final 150 yards. Pied Piper is going to add another victory to his collection. Win number 8 for this Son of New approach, and wins by a wide mark.
Market
Pied Piper, the winner
suspended.
from Will the Wise, who's second, just 3, last of the 3.
Yeah, if you come racing, you get the prices you got here. It looks like
They've jumped away, and the market leader,
Market
suspend. The running is up
Market
there on the inside, but
in
faces some
play.
pace pressure here from Goritza Bay. Also, Mill Street is up there, and Dartman on the right. So 4 of them hurtling towards the first of the 9 flights here. Good jump by Auntie Maggie. Takes to the top of the leaderboard, and she leads here by a length on the run down quickly towards the second hurdle in this, the Welsh Guards Association handicap hurdle race. They've already jumped the second and heading down towards the third. It'll be the last next time around in this 2-miler. So Auntie Maggie in the hands of Johnny Burke, leading in the orange colours. Dartman on the right in the purple and light blue under Jess Stewart. In between them in purple is Mill Street, maroon and light blue for Dartman on the right, and then the blue and white of Goritza Bay, white face, ahead of Star of Geiting in the black colours. They pass us with a circuit to go. And then comes the winner 2 years ago, Zukayan, purple and yellow, being held up with Was That OK, who's back on the inside in the white and dark blue. And the back marker is Cockgar, orange and green for Isabel Williams as they take the turn towards the climb, which brings them towards the back straight here at Ludlow. And the leader on the inside is Auntie Maggie, looking to follow up her win of 3 weeks ago at Fakenham, and she jumps the next well by a length and a half. Good job on the inside by Star of Geiting, took him into a share of second place. That's the top weight, black with the white sleeves, but on the level, going back into second is Dartman. And behind Dartman, we have in the blue and white, that is Goritza Bay. Mill Street's up there as well on the outside. Then comes Star of Geiting, 2 lengths back to find Zukayan from Was That OK. They now level up down the back straight. And the leader is still Auntie Maggie in the orange and black colours, by about 3 parts of a length to Dartman in the hoops, who's racing in second. The blue of Goritza Bay is third for Charlie Todd. Star of Geiting on the inside in fourth, Mill Street in fifth. Then Was That OK from Zukayan. And the back marker, slightly slow over it too, was Cockgar in the orange and green colours. So up front, the lead is still with Auntie Maggie, but
fully
been left
fully
alone
matched.
on the lead. On the outside, it's now Mill Street who's trying to apply some pressure. Dartman now just takes back into third. So the inside is Star of Geiting, the top
Fully
weight,
matched.
towards the next hurdle on the far side.
Fully
Auntie Maggie,
matched.
she does hurdle well. She's
Fully
up
matched.
Mill Street, they're 1 and 2. Ahead of Star of Geiting and Goritza Bay. And then behind those, Zukayan is getting a bit closer on the outside. The purple and yellow colours. Once lost her
Fully
way,
matched.
Dartman has just dropped back through the field.
Fully
That's
matched.
to be passed by Was That OK. And then the back marker is Cockgar, who also gets a shake of the reins. So on the turn then, over at the far end of the track, the far right-hand corner, and about to
Fully
turn
ma-
right-handed.
Fully
Race
matched.
towards the side of the
Fully
course. They've only
matched.
got 3 left to jump. And the leader on the inside, still Auntie Maggie by a neck. To in second position, that's Mill Street, the purple. Wider out, purple and yellow for Zukayan is on the move. Behind those is Star of Geiting in 4th place. Was That OK is getting involved now.
Fully
from
matched.
Harrison goes into 5th and starts to make up some ground too. And the front 5 are well clear as they come around the turn. Ridden along now on the inside, Auntie Maggie. On the outside is Mill Street. These two, the improving Zukayan, still going well. Was That OK in the centre as well as they head down towards the third last. And now it's Mill Street and Auntie Maggie over 3 from home. On the left, Auntie Maggie. On the right, Mill
Fully
Street.
matched.
Zukayan, the extreme right, extreme left. Star of Geiting is coming there strongly too. And Was That OK also has a chance. 5 with a chance over the second last. But it's Zukayan, the winner 2 years ago, who's gone on here. It's Zukayan and Nick Slatter at the last. Jumps it well to Was That OK in second. Far side, Star of Geiting. Auntie Maggie now looks held. And Zukayan, it is clear up the run for home here. And Zukayan loves this race. He's going to win it again for Ian Slatter, Fergal O'Brien and Nick Slatter. Zukayan the winner. Was That OK was second. Third, Star of
Market
Geiting just
suspended.
ahead with 4th, Auntie Maggie.
Off they go. They
Mar-
are racing,
market
taken back
in
a bit
play.
with One-Eye Jack in the early stages of the Michael John Herichko handicap. We're over the 10 furlongs once more, racing slightly isolatedly is Sword of Wessex, now just floating down to a prominent position, leads in the hands of Callum Shepherd. One-Eye Jack, after that slightly slow start, has pulled his way into second position. Then Christo, the other Midland Park entry, up the rail there in third. Followed then in 4th position by Gunship, who's taken a position there about 2.5 lengths off the lead at the moment, maybe a little bit more. And then we have Tilted Kilt in the maroon jacket, and Warhawk is at the rear of the field as they go inside the final final mile. One Eye Jack's not hanging around, got to the front, leads now by a couple of lengths. Sword of Wessex, the gold jacket, racing in second. Christo up the inside in third, 2 lengths back then to Gunship, who races in fourth. Then Tilted Kilt, Kieran Fallon, that flashy white face, racing in fifth, and Warhawk and Harry Davies at the rear of the field as they continue their progress over on the far side. And it's One Eye Jack and Tom Eve still the leader by about a couple of lengths to Sword of Wessex, those cheek pieces in second. Then Christo getting a nice trail into this race right up the inside there in third. Gunship is round the outer, followed then by Tilted Kilt, and Warhawk is still at the back of the field as the 6 runners start to make this rather tight turn at the top of the course before swinging into the home straight. And it's One Eye Jack who got the lead, now just slowing things down ever so slightly. Sword of Wessex towards the left as we look at them. Then Christo, the best turned out in the parade ring beforehand, is racing in third. Then after that, a driven along Gunship in fourth, followed then by
Fully
Tilted
matched.
Kilt, and still at the back of the field is Warhawk. They've swung for home inside the final
Fully
3
matched.
furlongs they go, and it's One Eye Jack has controlled the pace out in front. Tom Eves still the leader. The Sword of Wessex in second, travelling strongly down the centre of the track is Christo. The favourite Gunship is trying to thread its way through up the grandstand rail. Gap now appearing for that one. Tilted Kilt is staying on as well. Down towards the final furlong and a half they come.
Fully
Christo
matched.
the far side, but Gunship's got that golden highway up the near side, and Gunship now goes on to Christo, who's battling hard in
Fully
second.
matched.
Bit of a back gap back then to Tilted Kilt, and then after that Warhawk, who's trying to get going as well. Deep inside the final furlong, Gunship has taken it up. Warhawk though is charging home down by the rail, racing up towards the line though. Gunship finds enough to win. Gunship has beaten Warhawk and Christo.
Market
Home.
suspended.
Tilted Kilt.
Tower. Should be the last one. That off.
Market
Market
in play.
Metamorphic. The 6 runner Family Day at Leopardstown Fillies maiden over 10 furlongs. And this is Diamond Exchange. Just heading them off from a tower close on the outside of Lady Maxie. At the back of them is Butterfly Wings. 5 lengths to Metamorphic, who relegates Catton to be the back marker. Down the far side they go. It's Diamond Exchange and Dylan Brown McMonigal. Fraction leaders from Lady Maxie and Billy Lee. A tower is racing in third place for Chris Hayes, and then Butterfly Wings and Wayne Lorden, with catching up Metamorphic and Keithan Kennedy, with trading the field Catton and Scott McCullough. Continuing down the back straight with just over 6 furlongs to go. The Family Day at Leopardstown.
Fully matched.
Maiden, Diamond Exchange, Lady Maxie, followed by Butterfly Wings, who's up into third. Now back into fourth is a tower with Metamorphic having one behind and adrift.
Fully matched.
Coming past the halfway stage, Diamond Exchange by Nick to Lady Maxie. Length and a half back to Butterfly Wings, who's edging third from a tower. In touch is Metamorphic, gone away from Cat. 4 furlongs to go. Diamond Exchange and Lady Maxie together, followed by Butterfly Wings. And fourth, the noseband at the tower. 2 lengths to Metamorphic, as they've got 3 furlongs to go. Running back for home, Diamond Exchange, Lady Maxie. Round the outside is Butterfly Wings, who's now moving up to Diamond Exchange as they turn in for the final quarter. The Family Day at Leopardstown.
Fully matched.
Maiden, and it's Diamond Exchange challenged by Butterfly Wings. After them a few lengths down in third is the tower, then Metamorphic being eased and faded.
Fully
Lady
matched.
Maxie, and it is Butterfly Wings who's got to Diamond Exchange, then a tower who's showing an experience in third, and then Metamorphic, but it is Butterfly Wings opening up clear, running up to the finish. Butterfly Wings by a widening 4 or 5 lengths. The winners just
Market
keep on coming
suspended.
for Wayne Lorden and Aidan O'Brien. That's 3 here today. Butterfly Wings won well from Diamond Exchange at top.
Flag is raised. So these 5 conditionals walking in. Here we go. And they're off. The J.H. Builders Conditional Jockey Training Series.
in play.
Handicap Hurdle, part of the Racing Excellence Series. And this 5-runner field making their way up the home straight. 2.5 miles the trip here. He could be the one. Cameron Isles out in front, leading from on the outside there. San Rafael, Don Rafael I should say, in the blue and red colours. Up the inside is Broderick. Nosebag, the runner Joe de la Barrière, and Flimsy Nosebag in touch. Just about last, Flimsy Nosebag in the green and purple colours. as they come past us with a couple of circuits to go. Moving up towards the third flight, Cameron Isles on board this leader. He could be the one. And that is Collier, who's sharing the lead with him in the series. Is on board Joe de la Barrière, the black jacket, sheepskin noseband on him. He's racing in fourth at the moment. So top of the hill, turning left. He could be the one then from Don Rafael and Freddie Keithley, with Joe de la Barrière and Broderick just behind in fourth, with a 2-length break, maybe a bit less than that, back to Flimsy Nosebag for Ben Macy as they move down the far side of the racecourse and on towards the fourth flight, which they all jump nicely and head down the hill. So he could be the one who's got a good track record here at Plumpton, 4 appearances, 2 wins and a place. And he leads by 2 lengths then. Don Rafael on the inside of Joe de la Barrière, and then Broderick, white cap behind them. And looking on still Flimsy Nosebag as they head down towards the next flight, number 5. And as they took that, they all took that impeccably. The leader, he could be the one taking them down to the bottom left-hand turn. Now, Joe de la Barrière has gone second on that bend. So the 2 leading riders in this series, they're locked together on 53 points each, these guys, Cameron Isles and Ellis Collier, as they move around the bottom part of the course. It'll bring them round towards the 6th and 7th flights. So he could be the one coming up the home straight then, and all of these runners travelling very nicely within themselves at the moment. Joe de la Barrière on the outside of Don Rafael.
Fully matched.
Red colours on the inside of the course. At the back of the field, Flimsy Nosebag sharing last place now with Broderick. Coming up towards the judge with a full circuit to go in this Class 4 contest. And getting a great cheer from the crowd. So the 5 runners separated by only about 4 lengths as they go towards the 8th flight. The uphill obstacle here. Slight
Fully
error
matched.
by Broderick. Wasn't one of his better jumps, but not being that fluent there hasn't cost him any ground at all. They're reaching the left-hand turn at the top of the hill here, and he could be the one leading them across that point with Joe de la Barrière and Don Rafael. About a neck between them in second and third. Then 2 lengths back, then to Broderick and Flimsy Nosebag. They're all still travelling well. 4 flights left to take, coming up quickly towards the 4th last. And pressing on here, he could be the one getting a bit of momentum going down this hill is Cameron Isles, leading by just over 2 lengths. The 2 behind him, nothing between them. Don Rafael still on the inside of Joe de la Barrière. And moving towards the outside of the course.
Fully matched.
Just shaken up briefly there was Broderick. Flimsy Nosebag still on the bridle alongside as they move down to the 3rd last now. See how they jump this. And again, all good there. And the leader's in a great rhythm. You just have to say he looks comfortable. He could be the one. Well, he could be the one. He's in front at the moment, turning out of the back straight. Now, Joe de la Barrière could have a say here. He's moving up now, pushed along to improve and does so. Goes into 2nd. And then 3rd is Don Rafael, who's flat out back in 3rd place with just behind him Flimsy Nosebag. Broderick is outpaced at this crucial point of the race. And they're turning into the home straight now. 2 more flights left to take. He could be the one. Is taken on now by Joe de la Barrière. These 2 together as they come over it. It's going to be a tight finish this. They've got 1 more flight to jump. He could be the one who's trying to find a bit more, but Joe de la Barrière is alongside him. Cameron Isles and Ellis Collier, the 2 leaders in this competition, and it's Ellis Collier in front here on Joe de la Barrière, who's beginning to find the most in the closing stages and goes on to win a double for Evan Williams.
Market suspended.
Hurdle they go. Jackson to Clover Pass. Batillard, poor old Mackley in the black colours with the gold spots and the blue and pink of Lakes Aventurine. This will be the last next time around. A clean jump by Jackson, jumping fluently in front here in the red with the white spots. About 4 lengths up now to Batillard in 2nd, the orange silks. Racing in 3rd is Clover Pass one of two mares in the race. The other mare is Lakes Aventurine, the blue and pink up on the outside of Poor Old Mackley, who is still in touch, but is just a back marker as they pass the enclosures. The packed stands here at Ludlow today. In the sunshine, they'll go out for one more circuit of the track in the John Oates Horseboxes Handicap Hurdle. The leader is Jackson in a bid to make all of the running here. We'll go around the corner in front to Clover Pass on the outside of Batillard. They're still second and third, and the other two racing side by side as well. Lakes Aventurine, who's wide of Poor Old Mackley. Another fluent leap by the leader, Jackson, who's just quickened up and got about 4 lengths ahead now as they make this climb towards the next right-hand turn, crossing the path there, and now turning right-handed towards the back straight, the highest point of the racecourse. And the leader is Jackson, a length and a half ahead of Clover Pass in second position. Batillard racing in
Fully
third,
matched.
fourth for Lakes
Fully
Aventurine.
matched.
And Poor Old Mackley, although the back marker is very much in touch, being ridden with restraint by Eleanor Williams, looking for her third winner, making the run then down the back straight. And it's Jackson, maybe just trying to stack them up, Richie McClern, and jump that well.
Fully
So in
matched.
second place, slight error from Clover Pass. Batillard took it in third. Fourth on the outside is Lakes Aventurine, creeping a
Fully
bit closer. And then
matched.
comes Poor Old Mackley as they head then towards the next hurdle on the far side. Still Jackson on the inside. Not so far ahead now as Lakes Aventurine makes a move on the out of the pink cap to share the lead over that hurdle. Third now for Clover Pass, and 2 lengths back to Poor Old Mackley and Batillard. But all 5 still have a chance as they make the slight turnover on the far side now. In the back straight towards the side of the course. And up front, Lakes Aventurine has continued that fast-forward move to join issue with Jackson, these two. Poor Old Mackley has now been manoeuvred outside to try and get a bit closer with the white face. Behind those, Batillard still under wraps on the inside, the orange for Tabitha Worsley. And Clover Pass still has a shot too for Johnny Burke in the grey with the brown sleeves. So all 5 have a chance as they make the run then on the side of the course, about to turn into the home straight with half a mile to go and 3 left to jump. The card's yet to be played, although having said that, Lakes Aventurine has made that move on the outside and now just noses on to Jackson, who's niggled along on the inside now in second. Behind those, Poor Old Mackley is getting into it out wider, and then comes Clover Pass and then Batillard. The first one driven is Jackson as they head into the straight. It's Lakes Aventurine in front.
Fully
to
matched.
Clover Pass, Batillard and Poor Old Mackley. Lakes Aventurine lands ahead by a length to Clover Pass. Under pressure now is Poor Old Mackley and then Batillard. Jackson backs out of it. 2 left to jump in the middle. Lakes Aventurine lands in front by a neck, but here comes Clover Pass on the far side with something left to offer for Johnny Burke. These two at the last. Lakes Aventurine, a good jump. That might help him. And it's Lakes Aventurine leading now by a length and a half, and she's pulling away Lakes Aventurine to Clover Pass in second. They're clear of Poor Old Mackley, and Lakes Aventurine driven out here is going to win for James Best and Harriet Dickin. Lakes Aventurine wins. Clover
Market
Pass was second,
suspended.
third Poor Old Mackley, fourth Batillard, and well beaten last year's winner Jackson.
Ready, first race down the straight track this afternoon. Gates back and away they go. They are racing.
Market
Legends Bar
in
Fillies
play.
Novice over the 7 furlongs. The heavy favourite Orange Sky got away in a pretty professional manner. The yellow and black colours there and is prominent. Also up at the pace is Lorna B, who's going to get to that grandstand rail. So it's Lorna B and Orange Sky. Then Shaway in red and white colours as well, racing in third. Fallon's first, centre of the track there, the black and white colours, followed then by the white face of Soho Square, the yellow sleeves. Then Satyrus, who's racing in 6th position down on the rail, followed then by the red cap of Hello Goodbye, and right at the rear of the field is Lady Sonata as they make their way down towards the final 4 furlongs. And Orange Sky, the favourite, lobs along to take the lead. The Shwaymar on the outside, Lorna B on the inner. That's your leading trio, followed then by Fallon's first, who's racing without cover down the centre of the track, followed then by Soho Square and Satyrus and Lady Sonata, and Hello Goodbye is at the rear of the field as they make their way inside the final 2.5. And it's Orange Sky under the penalty, just about the leader, to Lorna B, who's battling on down on that grandstand rail. Shawaymar down the centre of the track. Soho Square is battling on from the back, staying on as Hello Goodbye, but plenty to do. Down towards the final furlong they come, and it's Orange Sky, who's gone on by about half a length. Lorna B, though, is a difficult nut to crack right on the inside. Battles hard. Hello Goodbye continues to stay on well, and also Soho Square. Inside the final furlong they go. It's all change out in front. Soho Square and Hello Goodbye. Soho Square wins it. Hello Goodbye finished in second. In the end, Orange Sky
Market suspended.
Away they go.
Market
The Breast
in
Castle
play.
Island Handicap. It is booked light in the centre to the inside bet to Ramirez with happiest in between the pair. followed by Green Acid as they race the end of the first furlong, and it is Booked Light. Turning in front of Better Ramirez, Drucker's moved up with Happiest and Green Acid, then Nui. He is Hybrid, 2 lengths back to Mr. Radham. After the top weight are the stable companions,
Fully matched.
Mazzano and Junkyard Dog. Down into the back straight they go, 9 furlongs to travel. In front is Booked Light.
Fully matched.
By 2 lengths as they stretch on from Drucker. Andy Slattery just in second place from Better Ramirez and Luke McAteer. Clear running fourth is Happiest and Wayne Lorden, and then he is Hybrid and Green Acid, and we and Palmazano, Mr. Radham and Junkyard Dog. Directly across from the stands with just over 7 furlongs to go. And spacing them out is Booked Light from Better Ramirez. Third is Drucker.
Fully matched.
Just fourth is Happiest from he is Hybrid, 2.5 lengths to Green Acid, and then we, Mr. Radham, Palmazano and Junkyard Dog. Heading for the halfway stage, the Breast Cancer Ireland Handicap, and inside the halfway stage they come. It is Booked Light continuing up top, leads by 2
Fully
lengths
matched.
to Better Ramirez.
Fully
Drucker,
matched.
Then Happiest, and he is Hybrid, Green Acid and Nui together, and then Mr.
Fully
Radham,
matched.
followed by Palmazano and Junkyard Dog. 4.5 furlongs to go as they turn out of the back straight. It is Booked Light, the leader from Better Ramirez and Drucker in third, followed by Happiest, then he is Hybrid, as they come on towards the final 3.5
Fully
furlongs
matched.
as they approach to the straight. Struggling is Palmazano,
Fully
and is
matched.
now dropped himself at the back of the field and being eased out of it by Dylan Brown McMonigal. Booked Light joined on the turn by Berta Ramirez. After them in third is Happiest, then he is Hybrid and Drucker falls back. Then Mr. Adam and Wee and Junkyard Dog, and after them is Green Acid as they race just outside the last furlong. Booked Light in a battle with Berta Ramirez. Then he is Hybrid who digs in ahead of Happiest, and then Wee and Mr. Adam on the outside, followed by Junkyard Dog inside the final furlong. And finding is Booked Light with Nui coming home along with Mr. Adam. It's these three now to the judge. Wide across the track, Mr. Adam and Nui in ahead, Bobber. Booked Light third.